Just double check on the channel. All right, cool. What's going on, guys? We are here with the Block is Hot and Cleanup. How's it going, everybody?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Excited to be on here. I know before this call started, I was like, it's been a while since I've been on your guys' channel. So always excited to come on here. And, thank you guys once again for, allowing me to as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
of
sure.
course.
Of course.
So
Yeah.
how have you guys been? What have you been up to, Block? What have you been up to besides, what we're going to talk about? I know you have that NFT project coming up, and it's a collaboration with Brave Dogs and Block Owls. So we'll definitely get into that. But what have you been up to besides that? Kind of some outside of life things or outside of crypto things.
Oh, some outside of crypto things. Well, right now, recently, it's been a lot of my life is crypto and NFTs right now, just because of everything coming up. But I try to take some time to do stuff outside of the space or I'll go absolutely crazy. So the big things is like I've been getting more into like pickleball and like disc golf and, some other things where I can get outside and get a little exercise in. And, recently too, I've been trying to do the digital nomad thing a little bit. So I think in February, I was actually staying in California for a little bit with a friend. And then me and Thomas, who helps with the marketing, we actually drove all the way from California back to North Carolina. And we're just working along the way. So that's pretty much what's going outside of crypto. It's like trying to do these cool trips and work remote and at the same time try to be a little active and do these little fun, silly sports, I guess.
That's really cool, man. So you were in California and then you drove, which is crazy because I've done the
Yes.
drive from California to Georgia and that was insane. But yeah, to North Carolina, and then you're now finding pickleball. So is there like an online group that you found these people to play pickleball with?
So I actually had found pickleball really early, like maybe 6, 7 years ago, and no one knew about it. And I had just like got introduced to it from a friend, and I was playing on and off a little bit, but it's kind of like a mix of like tennis, badminton, ping pong. It's pretty fun if you've never played it before. It's actually one of the fastest growing sports in the United States, and now recently it's been blowing up more. But my friend that actually lives in California that I was staying at, he's actually in town this weekend. And that's why we, went and played a couple rounds yesterday, actually. So it was fun.
Gotcha.
But the ball can't hit the ground, right? If you haven't watched it, right, it does not hit the ground.
It does. It does. So basically, it has to bounce one time on each side. And then once that happens, you don't have to let it bounce. So like you can be at the front of the net and you can just spike it on people without the ball actually bouncing. It's allowed to bounce one time. If it bounces twice, it's obviously the other person's point. So it's kind of like tennis in that way.
Mhm.
But a
I
lot of times, like
watched
the
it.
good people are just all up front, like,
Yeah.
dinking it like that.
I watched like I think a mixed doubles um video. The rally was just insane. And it felt like they were putting 100% effort into it, right? They were just like killing, smashing the ball, but it was like the way the ball is set up, it kind of hampered like the power of it, I guess you would say. I don't know. It just seemed like they were
Yeah.
just killing the ball, but they always had a chance to like get to it or like rally or like do whatever. It seemed interesting, but again, it's like I have so many moving parts on my body that it'd be really hard for me not to hurt by the end of it. So
This is
Oh, yeah,
crazy.
dude.
This looks like a mixture of like badminton, ping pong, and tennis.
Oh, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. So it's actually super fun. You can do duos or you can do singles, and a lot of older people will actually get into the game too because if you're doing duos, there isn't as much running. But it's fun, man. I mean, it's intense, especially in singles. Like you're trying to cover the whole court, but yeah, it's when you get like really good people playing, it's very fast paced. But yeah, you should try it out. And I'm not sponsored by pickleball or anything, but
No, I didn't plan on showing any of this, but once you said it, I was like, you know what? I kind of want to see what this is about. So no, this is pretty cool. I know my brother's been talking a lot about it too. So when you said that, I was like, I have to at least watch a quick video to see what it actually looks like. But
There
yeah,
was
this
there was
is
that one stuff like a couple years ago. Was it like slam ball or something like that?
there's a
Spike
ball with a
ball?
net, right? And you have to like slam the ball on the net and it bounces and you have to make
Yes.
sure that it doesn't fall. Yeah, that was pretty big. Just like
S-
2-3 years ago, I think.
Spike ball. I love
Spike
playing
Spike
that
ball.
ball.
too.
Yes.
I love playing that
Hugely
too.
intense. Insanely
Oh yeah.
intense. And I was like, how are they keeping this on this little tiny trampoline? Like right in the middle and like able to route. It's so crazy. Like this seems more manageable, like more my speed. Like I could have the ascot on or like the sweatshirt with the like sleeves tied over and still like have a good time. But like, dude, as I'm getting older, which I'm almost like 40, it's like I have to be more active, and having children that are in sports helps me with that. So maybe I was thinking about it the other day. We walked by this Legacy Sports or whatever it's called. It's a local shop. And I saw pickleball there, and right next to it was the spike ball. And I was like, I feel like pickleball would be more of my speed. So I might
Spike
have
ball
to
is
try it.
intense. Spike ball is intense. It's funny. Those are like two of my favorite things, like little sports. Like I don't play spike ball as much anymore, but that is like you got to be diving. You get, you're running around for it. It's so much fun though. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would recommend pickleball if you're like worried about getting injured or something like that for sure.
I'll still get injured in some way, shape, or form. I'm sure that. So yeah. What have you been up to, Nick? You're the one that asks all the questions, and I feel like nobody asks you questions.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first week that I didn't make a video in months. Like I feel kind of weird about it, but I had to work a double Saturday and a double Sunday, and I'm still kind of recovering energy-wise from that because I am a valet and I have to go all the way down this hill to park cars and then run back up the hill to meet customers, and I have to do that a billion times a day. And then also if you're working a double, so I'm just like kind of drained still. Like I feel like even caught up with the sleep. I know it's like 3 days later, but everybody kind of left that job. So I became manager and now I have to go in. Like I went in Tuesday to have a meeting about that. And so like a lot of my time is just being taken up for this job that I thought was just going to be a weekend thing. But, now I'm making decent money with it and I want to have money so that I can invest into, NFTs and buy more Cardano while it's going down. So it's good for me, but I also just kind of wish I had a little bit more time to make content like I used to. So I'm still trying to figure out that balance. That's kind of what's going on with me at the moment.
So taking management position is different, right? Because it's a little bit harder. Like it's a little bit more of a commitment. What sort of how did that change what you have to do on a day-to-day basis? Like, are you in charge of recruiting people and other things like that?
They want me to be, but I just moved up here and there's nothing for me to like recruit. Like I don't know anybody. They're like, oh, just call your friends. I'm like, all my friends are in Lawrenceville, like they're not over here anymore. So they're supposed to be doing the management or the hiring, but they don't really want to. So, but they're going to have to because we're working with exchange students right now. So they have to actually travel back in like 2 weeks. I'm going to be by myself again. So I would be working pretty much every shift. That's the only thing that changes is I have to show up if nobody's going to cover. So it's just a lot more work, but I do get paid better and that's worth it. So, but
Nice.
yeah.
I mean,
Nothing too crazy, really. I just need to like make this schedule and just make sure that things get, put in their place. But hopefully once I have a team, then it'll probably be a little bit more work even so. So I'm still figuring it out myself. But before we get on a tangent and all that.
Do you have a uniform you have to wear? Are you
I have a shirt.
Nick?
I have a shirt. That's it. It's not like I don't have to wear like a tux or anything because it's out of Winery. It's a really nice place and people have weddings there all the time. Yeah. So you do have to look presentable, but no, it's nothing too crazy. Like if it's raining outside, I can wear a jacket. Like, it doesn't have to be, the Monoluce jacket. It doesn't have to be anything like that. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's cool. Is it good? Do you think it's good for you to have, because crypto's, I don't know if you guys know this, but crypto can be kind of stressful sometimes. So
just a little bit.
So like, is it cool to know that you have a backup kind of?
Yes, absolutely. That's like what makes it all the more worth it. You know what I mean? Like I'll be working these 14-hour shifts back to back and I'm tired at the end of the day, but because most of it's on the weekend, then I do have a few days to relax and rest up. And you know, I can put money on Sneck, and I can put money, you know, on Don't Give a Fuck coin, and I can do all these plays, and I don't have to worry like I did before. It's not like this like overly burdening on your shoulders like thing every time I do a play. You know, it's not like if I lose this, I can't pay rent. So it's a bit better for sure, which I think helps me make better decisions and become a better trader.
Does it allow you to be creative at all in your spare time, like, or is it taking up a lot of that?
It is taking up a lot of that, but I'm creative. Like my creativity goes to rapping. So whenever I'm like driving to work, which is an hour away, I'll just throw on random beats and freestyle in the car by myself. So my freestyle, like, I don't know, my creativity kind of is just always there regardless, but I can't sit down and have time to actually make a song and then edit it and do all that. But I can still like freestyle, and it still kind of gets my like creative juices going.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. So we're all touching grass now. you know?
Yes.
So that's good.
Have to.
That's
is
cool
good.
that you traveled. What's the most interesting place that you went to, and what's the least interesting place that you went to on your travel?
Oh man, dude. I mean, we did a lot of different stops. So I would say one of the coolest places to make two stops is in southeast New Mexico. There's two national parks. There is the White Sands National Park, which is a pretty new one, and then there's this Carlsbad Caverns. Those were two of like the coolest places I've seen. Like the White Sands National Park, imagine like Bahamas like sand, but just like miles and miles of it, and it is just incredibly beautiful to walk through it, to see everything. Like this special sand mixture, you can actually sled down it too, so kids were sledding down it. That was crazy. And then the Carlsbad Caverns, it's at least, they don't even know how long it is, but at least 35 miles of this cave system that you can go in, and they beautifully lit it up, and it's super, super cool. So I'd say if you're in that New Mexico area, like towards the south border of Texas, those are two really cool places. Yeah, this is Carlsbad Cavern. You
Is that
actually
what it
hike
looks like?
down. Yeah, you hike down into the cave, and when you're inside, they even have a cafe inside. Like when you're inside a cave, super super cool. They light it up like artwork down there, and it was just it was something that I had never experienced before.
Speaking of Jesse Pinkman rapping, Albuquerque is in New Mexico as well. Are you a fan of Breaking Bad? And if so, would you go on the Breaking Bad tour to visit like the house and throw a pizza on the roof or whatever?
I haven't. I know people might shoot me for this, but I haven't really watched Breaking Bad. I haven't watched too many series. I know Breaking Bad is like a goated series. It's on my list.
It's the single greatest show I've ever watched in my entire life.
I don't know
I'm
if I
gonna
would
have
say
to
that,
watch it.
but it's good. It's good.
Well, what's first then? Sopranos is good.
Sopranos is good. I saw Weeds before I saw that, and a lot of people will definitely say Weeds isn't as good, but I thought it was a bit funnier, which is kind of more up my alley.
Okay.
So that's why I liked Weeds a little bit more.
Just everything. The depth of that show, absolutely amazing. I love it.
Definitely a top 5. Yeah. Yeah.
What was your least like?
So
What's the most boring?
We stopped in El Paso, Texas, because that was like close to like where we needed to go. Sorry if you live in El Paso, Texas. It wasn't really for us. Like I didn't even think it's like right on the border of Mexico. So like right now they're actually dealing with like a lot of illegal immigrants heading into El Paso right now. But I didn't even think the Mexican food was good from what we had. Like nothing was really good in El Paso, believe it or not, from our short experience there. So yeah, that would probably be like the worst place we went to on the trip.
That's crazy. You think the Hispanic food, the Mexican
You would
food
think it
was
would
not...
be really good, but we went to like 4 different Mexican places and none of it was good.
Now,
So maybe we're going to the wrong places. But...
maybe. I mean, but it's hard because it's like Google, you bring up Mexican food near me, and it's going to give you top recommendations.
And we went to the ones with good reviews. I don't know if I'm tripping or what, but
How long did you stay like in these places? Was it just like a day or two, or
So we would it took a total of 30 days to drive back. Luckily, we had a lot of family friends live in different areas, so like we would just stay with them and we would pretty much work most of the day and then we would do stuff at night or we would work at night and do stuff during the day. But it took about 30 days. Like we took the southern route, so we went from like about mid California down to LA, then to San Diego, then we went up to Page, Arizona, down to El Paso, Texas, then Austin, Texas, then New Orleans, then Jacksonville, Florida, and then Savannah, Georgia, Charleston, back to North Carolina. So it's cool. We actually made a bunch of content on it. Like Thomas, he has like a bunch of cameras set up and he's used to filming. So we have a bunch of content that we're gonna actually release on a second YouTube channel pretty soon here. So we're just putting together a bunch of shorts of the different experiences and stuff. So it was a pretty like once in a lifetime trip. And it's like cool to be able to work online and be able to not be like rooted to one location.
That's
No,
pretty
that's
awesome.
really cool, man. I love that. I've been noticing you've been making more and more videos. Have you just been kind of like on a kick, like driven, like I'm going to make a bunch of videos, or has it just kind of been like there's so much content that's making people money, I need to cover these things, or maybe
Well,
both?
well, I kind of had like some realizations, recently. I think with YouTube, like creating YouTube, it can get very exhausting and draining because there's like a lot of energy that goes into it. You might watch a 1 hour video but that might have taken 8 hours between researching and figuring out what you're going to say and putting it together and editing it and posting it and getting a thumbnail. Like it's a lot. And it's definitely hard to even know like what to make content on sometimes because there's just so many different things. So for a portion of time, especially because I had gone to Portugal and that didn't really work out like I thought it was going to, and then I was on the road for a little bit, it made it hard to like make content, and I wasn't as like driven to make content. I was more so like focused on just improving the project and getting stuff done with the project. But kind of the realization I had recently was that I think YouTube is single-handedly the biggest differentiator that I, as a project founder, can make for Jelly Cubes. Because most projects, you don't know who the founders are. And if you happen to know the founders, they aren't very prevalent or aren't really like making content. And a lot of times, if there is a founder that makes a lot of content, they might have just made a project in order to make some quick money. They might not actually care about the project or the people watching them. They might have saw NFTs as an opportunity for them to monetize their following, right? But what I realized is I only have so much time and we have to basically figure out as a project, where should I allocate my time, my resources, the capital, right? And I think a lot of projects, what they'll do is they'll be like, hey, we're going to make a raffle platform, or hey, we're going to do this, or hey, we're going to do that. And a lot of times it ends up running into a couple issues of them not being able to get the product out there, them not being able to differentiate themselves, there being a lot of competition for it. And ultimately, you end up with a lot of projects doing the same things. And it makes it so it's very, not only very hard to compete, but it's kind of worthless. It's kind of meaningless. Like we're building a lot of stuff that is just being replicated. So kind of one of the realizations I had is one of the most important things that I can do for Jelly Cubes and just the Block Investment Group is to create a big enough brand and following and influence that we now have the resources, whether that's the capital, the connections, the exposure, whatever the case is, to basically do whatever we want to do. And if we wanted to make some sort of product, we can now differentiate and have a higher success chance of monetizing that product and actually making it successful than if we didn't have a following at all, right? So kind of my whole thought process is, and I did a whole poll in our Discord of like, how did you find out about Jelly Cubes? I think 80% of the guys found out about Jelly Cubes because of the YouTube channel. So when I'm thinking of those metrics and I say, okay, if I have 6,000 subscribers right now, 80% of the purchasers of Jelly Cubes are from this channel. Well, if I can blow up this channel especially in a crypto bull run, and leverage the community to educate me and keep me updated on everything going on, then now I can cover a wide array of content across multiple chains and be able to produce a variety of content that the majority of people would never be able to do, simply because they don't have access to this group of resources and these connections, which we have from the alpha group in our Discord. So pretty much now we have people in our Discord saying, hey, check out BTC, check out these meme coins, check out this. They educate me on it. I learn more about it. And now I can create content that will not only educate the people that are following me more and make them more well-rounded in the group as far as investors in our community in general, but now all of a sudden I can now tap into a much larger audience. And then it's just a numbers game. If I can get to 10,000 subs, 50,000 subs, 100,000 subs, like if I can scale that up, then that ultimately is going to lead back into the project. And that's going to enable us to have higher capabilities of what we want to do. So it's kind of a no-brainer for me to just put as much energy as I can into the content creation side, rather than me being like, okay, I'm going to make a story about jelly cubes or something. You know what I'm saying?
No, I really like that too, because you said something. You said when there's a lot of people in the Discord and they post and they're helping each other, then you can too learn about that and then make content to then help all the masses on YouTube. And that was something that I've always thought about and struggled with as a creator myself. I was like, I need to be the one who does all the research and finds all of the new things and tells everybody, because, why would they follow me if I'm not the one figuring all that out? But you don't have infinite time in a day to find all these things, and you definitely will miss them. So I've always hoped, people would hit me up and be like, oh, I found this or I found that. And then I could go research it and do that. So yeah, it is kind of cool that we create these things for a community, but then the community ends up providing for us as well.
And that is 1,000,000%, dude, because basically there's only so much time to research everything and especially make content on it, that you need that compression of, I'm not looking at 1,000 projects now, I'm looking at 10. I'm not researching 50 different chains. I'm only researching what these guys are telling me. So what's cool is over time, we've gotten members that I really trust their opinion, and they'll say, hey, do a space with these guys. Hey, these guys have a lot of potential. Talk to them. Or, hey, BRC20 tokens on Bitcoin are blowing up. Here's everything that you need to know. Here are the resources. And then I'll be like, okay, now that takes 20 minutes rather than 5 hours or 10 hours. And I'm like, it's funny too, though, because maybe 5 people in the group might know about BRC20 and they'll tell me about it. But then what I can do is I can get that compressed information, spend an hour researching a little bit more, and now I can make a BRC20 video, or I can make a video on ADA, or I can make a video on Indigo. And now all of a sudden that can then educate the wider audience, not only within Jelly Cubes, but outside of it. So it's kind of crazy. I didn't even think of like this reality until somewhat recently. And that's why I've been kind of more on a content kick. I'm like, I've really got to be consistent about this, because there aren't a lot of people in the position to be able to cover that wide variety of things.
I noticed that you much like others, including me in the space, decided to go kind of like cross-chain with stuff, Polygon and whatnot. The way I looked at Polygon, I was like, the volume is just crazy, right? And so I went over there, and what I found was like it's flipping, 100% flipping. Alpha has been the only one that has kind of been like, for me anyway, that has been the tried and true, like, okay, that's the way it is. And it's very much like an alpha group and tools group, which is good. But man, it was rough. What was your experience on Polygon? Did you mint anything? What'd you mint?
Yeah, so basically with Polygon, I kind of had a feeling that it would be very flipper centric, and it's kind of died down a little bit. I will say that, D-Gods, their whole reason they got a bunch of money for Polygon was so that they can build out a launch pad and bring new projects in. So I think once they really start bringing new projects in and incentivizing that, maybe things will shift in Polygon. We'll have to see. They've just got like an incredible amount of, they basically just have an incredible amount of partnerships with Polygon, with Disney, with ESPN, with a bunch of companies. So we'll see how well they do long term. as far as getting into different plays, I really went big on alpha. And I bought pre-reveal. I didn't mint, but I bought pre-reveal 50 of them between 30 and 60 Matic, which was crazy. So that was like a really big play that I got into. And the only reason I knew about alpha is because people in the group told me, hey, have a space with this guy. I had a space with Mr. Mint. And after the space, I was like, okay, I'm going to, scoop some of these. So that was a big play I did. Last week or 2 weeks ago, I bought a decent amount of normies between 18 and 25 Matic. I think normies have some potential longer term. But yeah, most of it's kind of like a little dead in the water. Like some of the guys in our group, like Drills Club, it's mostly an art community project. I'm still the most bullish on alpha out of all the projects. I think normies has some potential. I like the wild card passes too. I think those have, like, the site and everything they've done is well done, but I don't own any yet. But yeah, right now with Polygon, the hype's kind of died down a little bit. I'm just in a couple plays over there, and I'll keep an eye out to see if in 3 to 6 months, if they can get some traction with new mints on, whatever DGods does.
Yeah. Do you have a Ute?
I do have a Ute. I bought pre-bridge because I was like, if I ever get to the point where I'm talking to, like, let's say Frank or something in the future, I'd like to be like, hey, I'm supporting your project. I actually own a Ute. So I bought a Ute that I'm just, staking and holding.
Yes. How many points do you have so far?
Oh man, dude, I've gotta see. I'd have to figure out which wallet it is, but I think it was a decent amount. I want to say like 60,000 or something.
That's pretty good. Yeah, just keep it staked. They went non-custodial, so that's good. Like they only did it for like 3 days, I think, where you didn't have to pay a fee. And of course, like I was busy or doing some other shit, like real life. And so I missed the free staking. So I had to buy dust and then bridge it over. Like, it was just a whole like,
A
dang.
whole
But yeah,
annoying thing, yeah.
I still have normies. Got into alpha. I just have one. I'm not like an alpha whale, Mr. Block, but
I got lucky when I got in for sure.
I did like normies. And then most recently I got into side elves just because I think their connection with D labs and stuff like that might prove out something in the future. So I'm hoping there's something there because they've held multiple spaces and other things like that, and they've used obviously their scholar trips and stuff like that. So I think there's, even if it's like surface level, there's some sort of connection there. So I'm kind of looking for that. And yeah, I always look to kind of get a wreck dog as well. I don't know why, but I figure it's like just for fun, But it'll be interesting to see what they do with Utes, with like season 2 or whatever, and making it so there's actually like rarity and traits and stuff like that. But yeah, and then see what they can do with their launch pad. That's pretty cool. But yeah, did you get any ETH, anything like that? Any
ETH?
Yeah, Ethereum or anything like that? Any ETH NFTs or anything?
Not right now. Like, it was mostly right now I'm messing with Cardano NFTs, Cardano DeFi, getting into some Polygon plays here and there. Like, I've been getting into a decent amount of these meme coins. But a lot of times it's like really hard for me to make like as many plays just because like I'm kind of there's like so much going on. So whenever I make a play, I'll usually go like pretty big, but I don't make like plays too often. Like I went in decently heavy on Snack. Some of these new meme coins that came out briefly. I went decently hard on normies. Like I bought maybe like 100 of them or something like that around 18 to 25. Because I sold some of the alphas and I put some of the Matic into that because I was like, I'm only in that one project. So I don't really make as many plays too often. I know one of the guys in our group, BRC20 tokens, which are kind of like meme tokens on Bitcoin, those have been going really well. So that's actually, if I have like more time, that's actually what I want to be researching right now. Because a lot of these have been 3, 5, 10x's right after mint. There are a lot more gas fees, so you can't really go over there if you're worried about the gas fees, but there have been a lot of profitable BRC20 tokens coming out. I think like Wizard, he made like 100x on within a week or two. So I mean, there's crazy opportunities everywhere, even in this bear market. So it's really trying to figure out where to spend most of your energy. It's hard.
What? Oh, go ahead, Nick. I know you want to talk. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, you're good. I just know that we only have a certain amount of time. So I did want to let Block talk about his project, but I do have all these questions that I do want to ask as well. So is it cool, clean, if we go and we let Block talk about the mint that's coming up? And then I have all these questions too, because I definitely want to hear your opinions on Sneck and all the other meme coins, but I just don't want to get sidetracked.
Oh, go for it, man. I
Yeah.
know we could be talking about this all day. I mean,
Let-
I know that Clean, you have a meeting too, so whenever you guys, I'm free as long as you guys need.
Cool.
Go
But
for it.
yeah, let's just start off. And I forgot to say this at the beginning too, guys. We're going to be giving away, it's 5 whitelists, I believe, for your mint coming up. Is that correct?
Yeah, we'll give away 5 whitelist spots in here to people watching today.
Cool. So the whitelist spots that we're going to be giving out are for this mint that I'm going to let Block explain right now.
Yeah, so I guess I'll do a quick little rundown. Maybe I can even share my screen here. Let's see if I can share screen, entire screen. Let's see if you can pull that up. Awesome. There we go. Yeah, so introducing the Season 1 Big X Brave Mystery Chest Mint. Now, this is a mint that I am super excited for, guys. We have been working on it for the past couple months now. And essentially, on May 22nd, we're going to be launching 1,000 of these Mystery Chest NFTs. They are the first of its kind, the Season 1, and they're only going to be 20 ADA each, so a total of 20,000 ADA. Now, we partnered with Block Owls as well as Brave Dogs to actually make this whole entire experience turn into a reality. So essentially, guys, we have these Mystery Chests. They are designed for this first one, half Jelly Cube, half Brave Dogs, to represent our partnership. And they're the ones that are going to be handling the minting, as well as building out a whole entire rewards explorer, as well as marketplace for these different chests. So you can see which ones have been open, what prizes still remain, stuff like that. And Block Owls is actually the designer of this specific chest, as well as the different chests going forward. And essentially how it's going to work, guys, is you're going to be able to mint one of these chests. About half of it is going to go to whitelist and the other half is going to go to public. And now once you have this chest, you have a few different options. You can either keep that chest as a collectible chest and just hold it for the future, and maybe there's different perks and benefits for having a Season 1 here, or you can burn your chest, destroy it, and inside there's going to be a random prize. So about a month ago, we actually spent 20,000 ADA on a bunch of different prizes to put in here. And you can see some of these prizes on the mystery-chest pool.pm. So on here, we have about 90 different Cardano NFTs that you can get, ranging from a Jelly Cube that's worth 1,700 ADA, to mutants, to radioactive crocs, to dirt birds. And this accounted for around 10,000 ADA of what we spent on the chest. And then the other 10,000 ADA actually went into fungible tokens that you cannot see here for whatever reason right now. I think Wolvie might be messing around putting it in some different chest. But there's MinSwap tokens, there's ADA tokens, and there's also Indigo tokens. And the total that we spent on these different prizes was about 20,000 ADA. And I actually think right now we had gotten early into some of these different buys, especially Indigo and some of these other things. So I'm actually thinking the total amount of rewards is probably closer to that 25,000 ADA mark. Now, what's really interesting with this Season 1, guys, is in these chests, like I said, you can either keep your chest and open it whenever you want, kind of like a Pokemon card pack where you can open it at any time, or maybe you can sell the pack in the future. And maybe one of these NFTs, or maybe, Indigo token or whatever, is worth a lot more in the future. And now someone can open it and get that as a prize. But you can also sell that chest to other people, or simply open it and get these prizes. Now, what's interesting with this first one in general is not every single chest could have a prize. Otherwise, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, the prizes would be around 20 ADA for this specific mint. So in the future, we're going to have higher ADA mints of maybe like 100,000 ADA, where now all of a sudden we can have a lot of different variety in prizes. But to go on to my point of what's unique about this one is even the chests that don't actually have any NFTs or Indigo or A8 or MinSwap in it, you're at the minimum going to get a whitelist token. So we have these funny little jelly cubes with the Brave Dog behind it in different backgrounds, and they all have different funny sayings. So even if you decide to open this chest and not pull a jelly cube or A8 or Indigo token or whatever the case is, you will at least get this whitelist token, which can be either sold on JPEG Store or you can burn it and get the whitelist for the next season. So that's kind of the overall pitch here. It's all going to be run and minted on the Brave Dog site. Right now, in order to get whitelist, you can actually go to our new website and enter these different giveaways that we're doing, or you can buy a Jelly Cube or a Brave Dog Experience Pass or a Brave Dog tag and get a guaranteed whitelist, or just look out for the different collabs that we're doing. But this is our site. This is still the bare bones right now. We have some additional things to add, but it's all going to be minted on here. You're going to be able to see the rewards pool where you can see what's still available and what has already been opened. And you're going to be able to also see the different chest serial numbers and which ones have been open versus not open as well. So what's really cool about it is over time, as more people open these chests, there are now going to be less chests in circulation, which kind of adds to the whole collectability aspect of it. And like I said, we're hoping that we can do these every single month or every single 2 months with different varying ADA amounts. And instead of doing like a Jelly Brave Dogs chest each time, we're actually going to be looking for sponsors in the Cardano NFT space. For example, like Snack or Mallard Order or Her Monster or these other projects out there. And each time we partner with them, we would make a chest specific to what their project looks like. So if Ape Society partnered with us, maybe there's like the background is a jungle and it has like jungle noises, and maybe the lock is like an ape head, that sort of thing. And I think that's pretty much covers most of it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask away.
Yeah, I have a question on when you open a chest, is it an algorithm that just randomly runs and between the pool of items and your number, or is it already generated and there's a winning NFT attached to your specific NFT already?
To the best of my knowledge, it's already attached to that specific NFT. So what's really interesting about it is, let's say serial number 800, that might be the one with a jelly cube, for example. Once that serial number 800 is open, they get that jelly cube automatically. So what's cool, and why this minting tech is honestly like had to be super advanced, so shout out to the Brave Dogs team for pulling this off. They literally in one transaction send in that chest, it gets destroyed, and your reward is sent to you all in one transaction. And so yeah, every single NFT or prize is already attached to a specific chest, but no one knows which is attached to what. So there could be a chest that someone doesn't open that has the jelly cube, and they might hold on to that for a year, and people are going to be able to see in the rewards explorer that that jelly cube has yet to been claimed. And they might be like, oh my God, let me gamble and buy a mystery chest. Maybe the jelly cube will be in that one. And people will be able to keep track of this. There's going to be a way to like tweet out what you got. It's going to be a whole experience that we're trying to create.
I like this because it reminds me so much of Deal or No Deal. You know what I mean? It's like you pick a chest and it's the biggest chest and all the prices go down, right? It's like, shit, nothing, the best one's not here. But then like you pick a bunch of bad ones in a row and the prices just start going up because your likelihood is going up. I really like that. I think this is fun.
It's cool. And the reason, because some people were asking me, oh, why didn't you just do NFTs? Why are there also fungible tokens, right? And the reason we did that was two things. One, if we had to buy 1,000 NFTs, I would shoot myself because that is a ton of work, right? It's a ton of work. The second thing is think about it. If we're planning ahead, because we want to do this on Ethereum, we want to do this on Polygon, we want to do this on Solana, we want to be like no one has done this before. So we want to be like the first to market and really blow this up. But if you think about it, the odds of a Cardano NFT project being here in a year or 2 years is probably lower than, let's say, Indigo or A8 or maybe some of these other min swap, for example, right? So kind of the idea with getting some of these fungible tokens is there's going to be, you know, a decent amount of these chests are going to have like min swap token, for example. And let's say in a year from now, min swap token is 10x where it is and Cardano DeFi went on a major run. Now all of a sudden that 30 ADA worth of min swap that's in that chest today could be worth 300 ADA in the future. So that's why we wanted to do a mix of both the DeFi and the NFTs. And what we're hoping to do is being able to reach out to these different DEXs and dApps and be like, hey, min swap, hey, Sneck, hey, these different things. We'll get people to onboard to your platform because they might get this as a prize. Can you hook us up with some min swap tokens, or can you help us incentivize this? And now all of a sudden we can have even more rewards without increasing the expenses.
Right, that makes sense. That makes sense. So Mint, is it mainly going to be for whitelist only?
No, so
Or how's it working?
we're hoping that at least half of the supply goes to public. Right now on our site, we're doing these different giveaways. We actually have one for Atlanick right now. And every project that like basically signs up on our site, we're giving some whitelist spots to. So I don't know what the total whitelist amount is going to be, but there's only a couple more days to get whitelist. So I really think there's going to be a decent amount of supply in the public. So if you're someone that doesn't have time to grind for a whitelist or get one, definitely keep an eye on our announcements because I think you'll have a decent chance of scooping one up in the public.
And then, so it's 20 ADA. Can I only mint one at a time, or can I do multiples?
One at a time.
Okay.
One at a time.
Okay.
Yeah. But unlimited amount of times, but just one at a time. And then that way, you know, more people can get in. A lot of Jelly Cube holders are like, why didn't you just whitelist all Jelly Cubes or something like that? But, you know, we really wanted to do something fun in the community. And yeah, Atlanick just is showing our new site. We actually have the ability for projects to create an account. And once they create an account, they can have their holder roles, they can put all their information. So right now we're actually doing a giveaway where it's like a raid giveaway where they have to engage and raid a specific tweet or complete certain requirements in order to enter that giveaway. So for Atlanick, for example, he just made an account. We're running 10 whitelist spots to only the holders of his project. So he said his holder role, for example, he put 3 holder roles down below. And now all of a sudden we can say, hey, you have to have one of these roles in order to enter this giveaway. And then you also have to engage with this tweet. So this is a tool that all projects are going to be able to use and incentivize their community to engage on these different giveaways they do, as well as manage their whitelist and a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, right now we're running all these different ones. And if you click on that clipboard, Atlanick, to the right, if you click on the clipboard, it'll show you the ones you're eligible for. So that one right there, if you click on it, it's probably that. Oh, that's just an open one. I don't know if the one that you're running has already ended or what the case is. But yeah, you can see these different giveaways. So if you don't have whitelist either, you can go on the site, see which ones you're eligible for, enter the giveaway, complete the task, and you might end up getting a whitelist spot.
It may not show mine because maybe I don't have a wallet with my own NFT in it or something. Yeah,
probably.
That could be why. Yeah, I like this.
You don't have your own project, Nick? Come on, man.
I only have, I think, one left, and it's not in a wallet that gives me a role.
Got to support yourself, you know?
Yeah, I gotta go buy up my my floor now that I have, now that I have a manager position. Just go buy up my floor.
That's true. Let's go. So hold on. So you can get into multiple whitelists. Do these whitelists stack or?
So what we're doing, because we just came out with this platform like this week, and it's in the beta still. So right now with these giveaways, it's all giving the mystery role, which is just one whitelist. So that doesn't stack with these giveaways as of now. What we're looking at doing is also having a mystery role too, where we might give like different whitelists that would be able to stack. But right now, like this chess mint is coming up pretty soon. So we'll probably start doing this stuff for the next mint. This is kind of like the trial run of a bunch of different things. Mm-hmm. When it comes to like buying, because we have a promotion right now, like if you buy a Jelly Cube, a Brave Dog Experience Pass, or a Brave Dog Tag, you automatically get whitelist, and that does stack. So every single one you buy, you automatically get a whitelist. Now Jelly Cubes are a little expensive, and I think those Brave Dog Tags and Experience Passes have like maybe 2 to 3x since we announced that. But yeah. Other than that, though, I think this time around, we have a decent amount going to the public, so I think there'll be a good chance to at least get one.
Now, how will you open these up? Will there be a place on this website where I go and click open?
No, so it'll be on the Brave Dog site. They're handling all the blockchain stuff. We'll have a link and integration on here most likely as well. But yeah, you're just going to be able to see which chest you have. I think they made it so you can open multiple chests at the same time too. Don't quote me on that, but you can like select your chest, see which one you want to open, the serial number, open it, check the rewards that you could potentially get. And it'll be pretty cool.
And will they be allowed to be open day one?
They should be, yeah. I think you'll be able to. He's probably going to make it so that we wait until the mint is done just so there isn't as much traffic trying to do all this at the same time. So I'm expecting it to sell out pretty quick, though. It's, in my opinion, kind of like a no-brainer mint to go for just based on the numbers. But basically, I think right after the mint is finished, we're going to be able to open these. Yeah. And it'll be same day for sure.
Gotcha. And then the money for these, for this one, it's clear you put the money up front, but for the next ones, will the NFTs and all that be bought up front as well?
We always want to buy it up front. Yeah. Now, if we get to the point where we're having like hundreds of thousands of dollars in prizes, like, okay, we can't obviously afford to do that right now. But like the next one that we're trying to do is probably going to be closer to like 100,000 ADA, and probably it hasn't been decided yet, but I'm thinking like 100,000 ADA, 2,000 NFTs, 50 ADA mint is probably what the next chest is going to be. And like we can cover the 100,000 ADA or 80,000 ADA, 90,000. We have to have a margin on it for the next one, so we're not losing money each time. But we'll be able to cover that. Once it starts getting a lot more scaled up, though, we're probably going to have to be like, hey, it might take a week or so to get all the prizes.
Gotcha. And then, Clean, if you have a question or anything lined up, I'll let that, you talk about that. But I want to get started giving some of these whitelist giveaways because it does take a little while. So we can kind of talk while we wait for the giveaway to happen. The way that the giveaway is going to work, though, sorry, Clean, is
no. I was just, no, you're good.
Is that you're going to type in your Discord name and the pound sign and then the number. So I'm going to do an example here in the chat. It's going to be Atlanick6909, just like that. That's how I want everybody to type in your Discord name. And then I'm going to have, I'll bring it up on the other screen. Where is it? It's StreamYard giveaway. And then I'll do the hashtag symbol. I'll choose this stream. And then I'll start collecting. So we have 2 entries already. If I win, obviously, I'll pick another one. And we'll just kind of let this run for a little bit, and then I'll start drawing.
So, yeah.
Sweet.
So how the initial investors, right, they obviously have a whitelist spot. Is that correct?
What do you mean the initial investors?
Because they have a jelly cube.
So with the jelly cubes, what we did is because we couldn't just like let every jelly cube mint, unfortunately. So with the jelly cubes, we have different roles in the Discord. And I think the only like guaranteed role to get a whitelist is if you had at least 10 jellies, which is a decent amount of jellies because we have
a lot of jellies.
It's a lot because we had so we have our sharks, which is 10 to 19, the whales 20 to 29, inner circle 30 to 49, and then monsters is over 50. So with that, like we had different tiers, like a monster can mint 5, inner circle 3, whale 2, shark 1. And then we did another 100 whitelist spot giveaway for anyone that was a shrimp, ray, or fish, which is between 1 and 9 jellies. So we also are giving 100 whitelist away for that. So I think the total of that is probably around like 300 whitelist spots, something around there if everyone claims it.
Okay. Not bad. And then the total, is it just a 1,000?
It's just 1,000 of these.
That's it?
Yeah. So this is also the Genesis chest. So that's what's crazy. Like we probably could have charged way more for this.
What
I
about
know we could
2,000?
have, but like we just wanted to do something fun. Like we're actually out of pocket. We're losing money on this because
Right.
we already spent. The prizes are literally covering everything we're raising, and that's not including all the development work. That's not including paying block owls to make the chest. Like there is so much that goes into it. But over time we'll start making some money on it. Like kind of the plan is and we have to figure it out, and see like how this mint goes. But for the next mint, for example, if we're selling like 100,000 ADA worth of chest, maybe we have like a 20% margin that keeps all of our expenses up. So we'll have 80,000 ADA worth of prizes minimum. And then on top of that, you get the collectible chest as well. So there's value there. So that's how we're going to kind of monetize it in the future, is actually make like a margin on the prizes. And that's also why we wanted to make sure that the actual mystery chest were cool. Like we could have just gotten like some crappy image or AI generated something, but we're like, no, let's actually spend some money and get something collectible, get something animated, get some sounds in it. Like let's make it something that people might actually want to have for the longer term.
Like I know you've heard this, and I'll repeat it. I don't think 1,000 is enough, because it's just like when you think about it, right? Like people are gonna burn through that 1,000 real quick, man. Like especially if it's only 20 ADA. 20 ADA is 20 ADA. Like who cares? You know what I mean?
No public. Good luck.
And it's like, it's like, you know what I mean? They're gonna burn right through it, man. And
They
so
are. But that's what's cool though, is like, let's say you're a collector. Let's say you're a collector.
I get
You can be like, screw it. Like now there's only 200 in circulation. You know what I'm saying? Like if the supply goes down.
I like it.
I'm gonna miss out. I'm gonna fucking miss out somehow. I'm sure.
I'll give you a whitelist spot for
No,
sure. So you're guaranteed.
I'll earn it. How about this? I'll earn the whitelist spot. All right.
Yeah, go tweet,
Just
enter the
join our
giveaways. You have enough Atlanick Oceans. I'm sure you'll win.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, this is cool. Like I like the RNG portion, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's very exciting to me. And because it's affordable, right? Because mints lately, to be quite honest, haven't been affordable.
No.
Right? For the most part, they really haven't. Like you're banking on a 2x on a 248 a mint, and it's not going to happen. It might happen for a short stint, but then you're underwater. With 28, it's just kind of like, and it's RNG.
It's chump change for most people. Yeah, and that's what we wanted to do, dude, because I was looking at the market, and I'm sure that you guys keep very up to date with the market, but I feel like a lot of projects haven't really been paying attention to what's going on and like reading the room a little bit. And even a couple months ago, I was like starting to see this slowdown. I'm like, we got to do a cheap mint that's fun. And we've got to get people involved and different communities involved and do something like, kind of the beauty of this mystery chest is we want to mint stuff because minting is fun. It can generate revenue. It gets a lot of exposure on the BIG. It gets a lot of exposure on jelly cubes. But how can you mint stuff without diluting your project? Like that's the problem. We can't just keep minting stuff all the time. So kind of the idea is can we come out with something that's fun where the value is already directly attached to it rather than us needing to constantly do something to bring it more value? And like at the same time be able to get all these other aspects of doing a mint. So we're like, hey, we can do these mints once every month or every 2 months. It's something fun in the space. We can generate a little revenue from it. It gets so much more eyes and exposure on the project. And then it doesn't dilute jelly cubes because it has nothing to do with the alpha. And we don't have to invest a bunch of resources and making this a super amazing, project. And like now all of a sudden you can build a robot with it and all this stuff. It's like, no, the whole aspect is, hey, you either keep this as an art and collectible or you degen and you open it and you hope you get something good. Or you just wait and see what happens, right? So, and then obviously we'll have perks and different things in the future to spice it up and make it fun and make this bigger, because the key is like, if we get this a lot bigger and we start doing this multi-chain, then all of a sudden these really early chests people might be like, oh my God, that's a season 1 chest. There's only like 100 of those. You know, like we're hoping that we can kind of cause that, and maybe even have like, oh, if you own like this mystery chest is going to be a special mystery chest, and you have to own a season 1, or you have to own at least 3 different seasons in order to actually mint this chest. And we can do different fun stuff like that. But I like the aspect of we get it's a bunch of fun, a bunch of exposure. It really helps out the project, while at the same time not being like a super high committance type deal.
You know what I really like about it too is that this season, right? It could have, let's say, is the Jelly Cube the most expensive gift that you have in this one?
For this one.
So let's say the Jelly Cube stays in this one, right? Then the price of this is going to be extremely expensive. Or say it's picked first and the price of this one might stay relatively low. But the second one, if you have a really hype NFT worth even more or worth the same, and that one never gets picked, then the season 2s can become more valuable. And same with season 3s and season 4s. Like there's always that opportunity for that season to be more valuable than the previous.
And people can always math it out too, because you're going to see the rewards explorer. So that can kind of come into play too. And maybe eventually what we'll do if we want to is create some sort of way where we can find the average estimated reward that's left in the chest that haven't been opened yet. That would be complicated because we'd have to monitor a bunch of different prices and a bunch of different policy IDs. But it's interesting, and you're right. There's kind of that deal or no deal aspect to it where it's like, oh, which case hasn't been chosen yet? And I think that's also a fun thing. I have no idea. Like right now, it's a very experimental thing. I have no idea where this is going to go, what the secondary is going to look like, how many get burned, how many get opened. But that's why we also wanted to do something small this first time around. You know, 20,000 ADA, it's a very small mint. And now all of a sudden we can test out a lot of different stuff before we start scaling this up and doing it at a much higher level.
100%. And Eric asked, and also I'm about to pick the first winner, and then like every few minutes or so I'll just keep picking a winner as we talk. But
Go for it.
Eric wants to know, if we open a chest 6 months after mint and we get a whitelist token, is the token still good?
Yes. So we're putting all of the whitelist tokens on the same policy ID. And let's see who won this one. Oh man, this is like a slow pick one.
Yep.
Brandon.
Okay. Brandon for Cohen. Okay.
Okay.
Congratulations, homie. Now I just gotta go find.
Nice.
He's been a longtime viewer.
Oh yeah, I've definitely seen him here before.
All right, Brandon's in the. I know Brandon very well. I'll give. I'll stack your whitelist, Brandon, when after this call.
So the tokens on the same policy ID.
Yes. So basically, this first time around, every single chest is going to have something, at least that whitelist token. That whitelist tokens are all going to be on the same policy ID, and they can be burned and used as a whitelist token for any chest we do in the future. And every chest that we do in the future, it'll also go on the same policy ID. But in the metadata, it's going to say season 2 rather than season 1. Or like season 3, season 4, season 5 in the metadata. So if we ever wanted to like give a higher priority in minting for season 1, we can do that on our end because we'll have that in the metadata. The other thing with it is in the future, like I've had some people say, oh, maybe some of the chests should be empty. Otherwise, you might get to the point where there's so many whitelist tokens that kind of like floods the system a little bit. So that's something we're considering too, having some chests that are kind of like complete bust. But for this first one, we wanted everything to have something.
Yeah, I think it's kind of important. Plus, it keeps perpetuating it.
Yeah.
Do you have another partner lined up?
So I would love for Sneck to be the next one. And I reached out to Goofy and I pitched it to him, and he's talking to the marketing team about it. I don't know if it's going to happen yet or not. I think that would just be cool though. Cause I even told them like, hey man, cause we're going to charge like a sponsorship fee because we need to pay for the art. And it's like, you're getting so much marketing. You're getting so much exposure. Like literally people that partner with us, they're going to get a video. Their community is going to get whitelist allocation. Like they're going to have all the exposure from their mint coming up. Then on top of that, we can have some of their NFTs as prizes in the chest. And then on top of that too, their artwork is going to forever be in our policy ID with mystery chest. So it's a ton of exposure for projects, and we're hoping that we can charge more over time. The thing is we really want high quality projects that are going to be around. Otherwise that could, hurt our brand if we're just doing any project. So I reached out to Sneck. I was like, dude, you can pay us in Sneck. We can have Sneck as some of the prizes. Maybe we even mint some of the chest in Sneck. We can have like a whole sound when the chest opens. So we'll see if they're down for it or not. I'm also going to be reaching out to some other big projects in the space and see who all is interested. But yeah, we definitely want it to be like cool chests that like are going to be here for a while.
I think minting in Sneck would provide a great utility.
Yes.
You can make it optional, but also at the same time, if it's just wait, wasn't this person just talking?
Yeah,
they were like, I didn't win. Oh no,
America. I know America. America is cool as fuck. But bro, you just joined and you got the whitelist, homie. What luck? Congrats, homie.
I think he's in our Discord as well.
So yeah, I think making a chest Sneck exclusive, you know what I'm saying, to where they pay in Sneck, and then either that gets dispersed or burned or whatever they want to do with it, but they were talking about making things deflationary. So
we'll see what can come up. Yeah. And like the big thing is like we have to make sure that we can cover all of the expenses. So we wouldn't want to just dump their token if like everything was minted in Sneck. But what we can do is like for the sponsorship fee, we're most likely targeting like 2K USD because that's going to cover like a lot of the art and a lot of the other stuff. And honestly, I think it's pretty fair given all the benefits. But essentially what I'm saying is, hey, and this is what's cool about the chest too. I'm like, hey, you could pay us in 2K USD worth of Sneck. And instead of us like selling that, like for this fee, instead of us selling that Sneck, we'll just put that as prizes in our mystery chest.
Right.
And then we'll just keep some of the ADA from the mint that's equivalent to the value, equivalent to $2,000 of value in Sneck, because it's still going in the chest. Now that chest might not be open forever, and like now all of a sudden that Sneck is out of supply, or maybe that chest is opened, but they keep the Sneck. So basically they can pay us the sponsorship fee without us even needing to sell the Sneck. And then we could probably do something where maybe like a percentage of the chest are minted in Sneck tokens, but then we would have to sell the Sneck. So I think like a big thing that they could do is just simply have some Sneck as rewards, as some of the prizes. And we could say, hey man, we'll buy 10,000 ADA worth of Sneck as prizes for this chest as well. And now all of a sudden they're only paying 2K USD, but now all of a sudden we're buying Sneck token. We're not even selling the Sneck that they gave us. Like there's a lot of ways that we can do it to really still give value to everyone without having to dump stuff on the project.
Yeah.
Now, how are your thoughts behind meme coins? Because I've been having this thought of, okay, like, Doge and Sheeb, they started as just meme coins. They weren't going to do anything. They kind of went crazy. And then Sheeb came out with its like Sheebarium and its burn mechanics and all these other things. But some meme tokens may always stay just meme tokens. Do you think that there's value in meme coins that aren't planning on building anything? And is there more value in the ones that are building something?
So I would say like meme coins are very interesting because I remember when I was getting into crypto and I was seeing like Dogecoin run and all this stuff, I actually saw Shiba unbelievably early, but I never bought in. That will be the biggest financial mistake I've ever made. But what's really interesting is at first with meme coins, I was like, this is really stupid. This is just kind of hoping that someone else buys after you. Kind of the whole concept of memes. What's really interesting with meme coins, though, is when you look at the highest grossing or best return on your investment you could have made in any market, pretty much, it was Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. And like it or not, we can talk about tech all day, about Cardano or Ethereum or Solana. But when retail investors come in, which is over 99% of the population still hasn't really touched crypto, they don't know or care about the tech. They're just trying to make money in the beginning. So as far as an investment standpoint, I think meme coins that have a lot of public favor that people can connect with and know and identify, and at the same time can get a lot of the public's attention, while at the same time being in places retail can buy, like centralized exchanges, I think they have the potential next bull run to do exceptionally well. And I actually have a big eye on these meme coins, because you're going to see stuff like Shiba happen all over again. You're going to see stuff like Pepe, but it's going to be at a much higher level, in my opinion. And as more people get in. Now, as far as value, like value is just what someone is willing to pay for something. And with meme coins, that value is just hoping that you're early enough that someone buys after you and you make money. So it's a very PvP thing. These different projects can do different things to provide deflationary mechanics and really separate themselves from other meme coins, and that might help them out. But I think at the end of the day, like, meme coins are all like, hey, it's a gamble. You know there's a good chance that you'll get burned if you weren't in fact early, and you know if you do make money on this, someone is losing money on the other side. For them to actually develop different products and provide actual real life utility and value, I don't know, it's something to be seen, like how that'll affect things. But yeah, I think like with something like SNEC, I think sometimes people are just looking for something fun. Oh my God, did America win again, or was I? Oh, that was just.
No,
oh, okay.
no, same one.
But yeah, I think I think it's like an investment. If you know what you're doing and you're early and you're keeping on top of it, and you recognize that 9 out of 10 are gonna fail, but that 1 out of 10 could be 100x. If you recognize that, then that's fine and you can make some money from it. Long term though, just realize that most are gonna fail. And I kind of look at the same thing. You can kind of crap on meme coins, but how is it any different from a lot of other stuff that we buy and sell? Like even NFTs are meme coins in a sense. Like if you really break it down, oh, I can do this raffle with this, or oh, I can do this with this. Like a lot of it isn't like really transitioning into real world value yet. So I really think that even a lot of NFTs are kind of meme coins in a sense. And it's just, hey, is someone going to buy this after me? Or hey, do I think this project is marketing in a way or doing things in a way or staying relevant in a way that's going to make it so more people buy them in the future? And unfortunately, that's kind of like how it is. People are buying space buds because they're hoping that in the future, more people will buy space buds, and they're hoping that they're early. It's really not anything different from meme coins, even when in a community standpoint. In SNEC, they have one of the strongest communities already. They have people from all these different projects. Everyone is liking and retweeting and engaging. So it's one of those things where even the community aspect is very similar to NFTs. So I could get super philosophical about it, but that's why I was telling you guys at the beginning why I think really for me right now, I need to focus on content creation and making an overall movement where people want to be part of our project and what we're doing, and we can do things that people get excited about, and make it so that the people that are in our community have the ability to not only learn and educate themselves more, but be able to identify different opportunities as they come up. Because for me, I think like knowledge, connections, opportunities, like that's where the real value is with these different communities, with these different projects. And man, I mean, I would have never gotten to SNEC if I wasn't part of the project where people were telling me about it. I would have never gotten into alpha. I would have never gotten into any of those things. And that's really like why the core principle of what we're trying to do is with, the information, the community, the vision, the movement, and like really doing things innovative and exciting.
Yeah. I wanted to say too, like with all investments, you're hoping somebody else buys at a higher price than you. Like that is investing 101. So when a lot of people make like these pyramid scheme kind of relations towards crypto and stuff, it's like, well, yeah, like you're buying into this because you think somebody else is going to buy into this, but that's the same reason you're buying Apple. If nobody else is going to buy Apple, then why the hell would you ever buy Apple? So it's the same exact thing. It's just we're putting our faith into something that's a little bit new, so a lot of people think we're crazy.
And I think it's very interesting, like when you break everything down like that. I think about it a lot because I think of like fiat currency and the dollar and all of the different things with that. And I think one of the realizations I had is, people back in the day, what did they do? They bartered with actual goods you need. At the end of the day, Sneck token isn't putting food in my stomach right now where I can, get some eggs from this chicken or something, right? But the problem is over time, when there are different jobs and different things, not everyone would be a farmer with these different resources that they could banter with. So, or barter with, right? So we've pretty much gotten to the point where we needed something where we could transact with each other more than, hey, I'm going to bring this cow to your house in exchange for your daughter marrying my son or something crazy, right? And that's where the dollar came in. But the problem is like, you don't have any control over the dollar. It's kind of, there's some BS with it. And that's where crypto comes in, where crypto is something that you can transact, while at the same time, it is more so an asset because the rules are defined. It's not, there's 21 million Bitcoin. It's not like you're holding cash, which is like a depreciating asset every year is 2-3% inflation. All you can do with cash is transact. And people say cash is an asset. It kind of is, but if it is, it's depreciating. What's cool with Bitcoin is you can transact just like dollars, but now you're actually owning an asset without needing to spend 300,000 of it on a house or a car or a business or something like that. So that's where I think crypto really changes things. And, meme coins, they follow under a very similar concept of Bitcoin, where it's like, hey, we can now transact under rules and under a general vision and guideline. But not like Sneck is going to replace the dollar or anything, but it's interesting, like, when we break things down, how our perceived value on things is really interesting, because a lot of things are only valuable because we give it value. And we needed to give things value because we needed to be able to transact.
Right. It's exactly what Elon said on Saturday Night Live, which was hilarious. But I think it actually pissed off a lot of people, either because they were hoping he would say something more about Doge, or because they didn't like that he explained crypto as kind of, anything else. Like the dollar is the dollar because we agreed it was. And that's why he was saying like crypto is crypto because we agree it'll be here. But Clean, I'm gonna let you take over for just a small minute. I need to use the restroom. I'm gonna draw a winner and I'll be right back.
Okay. Party session. He's out of the room. Now to get the hard hitting shit. All right. No, I'm just kidding. So are you surprised by Sneck or any of the other meme coins kind of taking off? Like, we were kind of in a slump, I would say. And so people were looking for excitement,
Yeah. What's interesting is like Pepe really led the movement across a couple blockchains, because Pepe changed people's lives in a month, right? It went billions of percent. So I think, it was kind of an opportunity for, like, I saw Solana meme coins pop off, and you had the BRC20 on Bitcoin. You had a couple other ETH ones run. So I think like when people miss out on the main one, they're looking for a second one. And Cardano wasn't really exposed to meme coins besides Hosky, really. And I think Sneck was kind of the perfect blend of stuff where you knew the community, you knew the founder. It was a fair launch. They already had a strong community because they were derived from Chilled Kongs. It was a good name. The marketing was there. Everything was kind of there. And it hadn't really happened before on Cardano. So it was one of those things where it was really the prime opportunity for it to take off. I didn't think it would go as crazy as it did, as fast as it has, but I had bought in because I was like, oh, I actually think that this could blow up here. And now we're seeing other coins like Don't Give a Fuck, or Stable, or even Dumb that just came out. Right. Now you're seeing them kind of do what happened with Pepe. Pepe released, blew up. Other things followed Pepe. Sneck blew up. Now other people are trying to follow Sneck, and the people that missed out on Sneck are trying to get into these other ones.
Right.
So,
which I did. I got into DGAF. Okay, after Sneck, I was in both. And it was cool. It was fun, but then I wrote it too hard. Like, I was like, the moon, baby, we're shooting past there. We're going to Jupiter. And it went straight into my Uranus instead. You know what I mean? It was not very good. No, I'm just kidding. I took what was like, could have ended up being like almost like 3 or 4K in ADA, all riding it all the way down to like 900.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was very interesting. I mean, profit is profit, so like, who cares, right? But take
Oh,
your
that was all
gains.
profit though? Okay. I thought
Yeah.
you lost 3,108. I was like, oh dang, dude.
No, that was 100%. That was all profit right there. So I thought, because Nick and I were speaking, I'm like, dude, I'm up 2,400 just in DGAF right now. And at that point, everything inside me was like, okay, you should probably sell. But
Yeah,
dude, it went parabolic. It was huge. And I
Bro,
was
it
like,
went stupid.
I played that thing so wrong. I sold out at a double, and then I threw in 300 again, left it, and I made like, about 1,200 off of that 300, and then I just let it fall all the way back to like 350, and I sold out.
One of the rules that I kind of have for myself is like, get into the pre-sale. If you can get into the pre-sale on a decent one, you're getting in at like the best price most of the time, unless it just completely flops. Try to get my initial out as quick as possible. Like if it 2x's, I just get my initial out. And then as it rides, like just take profit. Like I've gotten in and out of SNEC like 10, 12 times now. And each time, like I actually just sold another little bit of SNEC today. And if SNEC keeps running, I'll sell a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. Cause then that way, if SNEC, like what people don't realize, SNEC went all the way to 55 and then dropped all the way to 13.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. And now it's back up to 51. So like if you sold up on the run up and then bought back when it went down and now are selling up on the run up again, I mean there were opportunities to 5-10x your money in a week. And
The
that was
most
without being a
hilarious thing,
pre-sale.
the most hilarious thing was last week. Ron Swanson pissed all over me. Okay. And we come on the podcast and I'm like, whatever, I'm pissed off, but I understand, and the guy in the chat is like, it's going to be, there's all-time highs in like 2 or 3 days. And we were just kind of laughing about it. And then sure as shit, right as rain, dude, like it's right back up there, dude. It's so crazy. It's, and I didn't see Snake coming. I don't think anybody really did. It was just kind of like, then all of a sudden it gained traction and it was like out of nowhere and it was fun. Like I said to Nick, it was very fun. Like I haven't felt a feeling like that, in a very long time, since 2 years ago in August, essentially, where it was like you had to keep watching shit because shit was fluctuating so much that it was like you could miss out on gains. You could get tremendous gains, whatever it is, just by paying attention. And so it was kind of like refreshing to actually experience. And it's still going on. I mean, you could do Snack. I would not buy right now, but
Did you guys talk about the Binance potential with SNEC while I was gone?
not yet.
So I kind of just wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on that. I know it was kind of just a tweet that came out, I want to say a few hours ago by SNEC, and it was a picture of Binance looking into SNEC as maybe a potential seller or distributor of SNEC at some point. If that were to happen, I think that would be incredible. But what do you guys think is the likelihood of that?
Did you want to go first, Clean, or?
I mean, they have other stuff on there, right? They have other meme coins on there, like Baby Doge, right? Like, what the hell is Baby Doge doing, right? ApeCoin does stuff, for Yuga Labs and stuff like that. I totally understand. And other gaming things like Decentraland and whatnot. That's all on there. So for them to add certain meme coins, like, is Pepe on there?
Is Pepe on there?
I
Let's check.
would imagine not.
Hold on, Brave Dogs, you said that is not
It
the
is
case.
on Binance.
What is not the case? It is an article, not Binance looking into it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, fine, Brave Dogs. Forget about it. I'm just kidding.
My bad.
Can we just get hyped? I'm trying to sell these bags.
I thought it was they were maybe not they like are looking into it, but they put it forth an application for it to be listed on Binance. I could have sworn. No, am I incorrect?
I think potentially there's something I have to look at it again. there's something like there are 3 coins from Cardano, from what I remember. I've got to look into it more. But I mean, if it got actually listed on Binance, which is a long shot because that is very difficult to do, I think
Right.
they'd have to have a much higher market cap than they do right now. If that happened, it would be 100x overnight. Like
Right.
it would absolutely be ridiculous.
But
But I
like,
think that they can get on other centralized exchanges. Like if I was them, I would be gunning for like KuCoin. I think like KuCoin is like a really great place for them to go first.
I
If they
agree
could
with
get
that.
Binance, I mean, go for it. But KuCoin would at least be like, I think like possible.
And I think once you are starting to be listed on these other exchanges, then you have an easier time fighting one of the biggest players, right? Like jumping straight to Binance is ambitious to say the least.
yeah, yeah, it's like do that. What's next, Robin Hood? What are you gonna do? Like, it's just kind of it's crazy. But yeah, stop flooding the bags, brave dogs. We're in this together. But I think, if I was Hosky, I'd be pissed, right? Because he was like, "We've been here the whole time," you know.
In a sense, yeah, but you can't really play the jealous brother, right? Like you can't, or else it doesn't play out well for you. You have to just be like, "Good job, like love that you're doing great, man." And they're just
Yeah,
over here crying, eating ice cream, all tweeting great things,
yeah. But I
Yeah,
mean,
I
that was
think
their
with like
point. They always wanted
Hosky,
to be zero, right?
their tokenomics were just bad, unfortunately. Like I think they only have 25% circulating supply. So it's
That's
like
so awful.
is pretty bad. Whereas like Sneck, there's no more tokens, so um makes it a little bit easier.
What do you guys think about stablecoin that came out? I know I got into the pre-sale and then I didn't get into the pre-sale. I missed it by I think it was 3 blocks. I missed getting into the pre-sale. And then it launched, but as soon as they had a tweet, it was like, "Okay, we're live." And then I went to it and they had been live for 30 to 45 minutes. And I was like, "Why the hell did you just tweet that you were live for the first time, 3 minutes ago, but your pool has been live for 45 minutes and it looks like it's pumped like 20x or whatever it was. It pumped a bunch. And then it dumped as soon as I was looking at it. And I was like, okay, well, I didn't even stand a chance. And so I go and I look into all the comments and it's like, oh, way to dump on your liquidity or whatever, like scam, scam, scam. And then they come out with a few things while I'm at work and I see it's pumping again. And now it's near its all-time highs. And I'm like, dude, what happened with Stable?
Yeah, I mean it was crazy. I mean basically what happened, so I had gotten into the pre-sale. I sold at a horrible time. I made money, but right now if I had just held it would have been crazier. So basically they messed up their liquidity pool. And then we actually know a guy who got in super early and he bought like 30,000 ADA worth very quick, and within 10 minutes he sold it for like 110k ADA. Oh, I can't hear you clean. I don't know if it's
I
on
know
my end.
because I'm just
Oh.
cursing the entire time.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm looking at Atlanick and I'm like, well, I bought some. Should I sell here? And then all of a sudden, I'm seeing this little oopty doop cigar
Crazy.
dildo up there, and it's like,
I just want to tell you, you had days after I said that to get in for a way better entry. So, hey, you're just, you
Yeah.
just,
whatever, man.
But
you
I'm
know?
surprised Stable came back though, because I thought it was dead, and I just was like, screw it. I had a couple pre-sales in, and I think like the 2,000 pre-sale was worth like 3 to 4,000. I was like, all right, let me sell the pre-sales, and then now I think it would have been worth like 15, 16,000 per 2,000 ADA pre-sale at one point at least. So I kind of messed up there. I could have done pretty well, but most of the time when they just die and flatline like that, you don't think it's going to come back. And that's where I think there's some manipulation going on for it to just have randomly pumped up again.
Yeah, I don't know. It looked like a lot of people were pissed off. And when you mess up like that, it's not easy to just make this recovery that quick. I mean,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Yeah. I don't know. I think I was like right here while I was at work and I was reading like some tweet that came out about Stable and I was like, Stable's still trying? Like, why don't they just give up? And then I looked at Tap Tools and I was like, oh, they're actually pumping. But I was at work and I've never tried doing anything like, using my mobile phone because I haven't had to. So I was just like, it's whatever. It'll probably crash back down if I try to get in anyways. And then boop.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Also, I did see Brave Dogs, who are our partners. I think they released their new art today. I think they announced it. So shout
Oh,
out to
snap.
them. It looks a lot better now.
We gonna see
I
it?
don't know if they made a post about it.
Yeah, I'm about to check Twitter. Y'all got it up on Twitter?
Let me see if I can find it. I had been seeing it for a while now. Let me see if they have it somewhere. No.
We still have 2 more whitelist spots to give out, by the way, guys. Just letting you know. I didn't forget about you.
I don't know where Wolvie put it. But yeah, definitely check out Brave Dogs, guys. Like, Brave Dogs is so underrated. They're doing, and like I said, they're doing a lot of our minting and blockchain development. Like, they're a really big partner of us. And I personally am trying to do what I can to make sure Brave Dogs does well too, because they're doing so much for our project. We want to help them out where we can. Oh, their art isn't on their Twitter yet, but no, they're doing a lot of our minting in our block pad in the future. We're going to be launching other projects, minting service. They're going to be our main mint partners for that. So yeah, definitely check them out too, guys.
Yeah, huge shout outs to Brave Birds. They hit me up pretty early on too, and they let me try out their minting system before most people. And yeah, they've been pleasant to work with. They've been doing a lot of great things and working with you too, which shocked me because I was like, oh, cool. They reached out to me too. So I was like, they're kind of getting around. They're doing, their due diligence. They're doing a good job. So that's really cool to see. But yeah, let's pick out one more winner. And then while we do this, what else are you guys getting into? Anything, today going on for the rest of your day? Other than I know, Clean, you got your exciting meeting coming up in like a half an hour.
Yeah, actually. So I gotta leave. I gotta start getting ready in like 4 minutes.
Yeah, definitely, man.
But yeah, so I'm just doing that, and then cooking dinner, and that's it. Today's my day off from work, so I'm just looking to kind of invade his rug. No, I don't think they rugged. I think they just have new managers, new community managers, and people running the project, right? Is what I'm understanding.
I saw L host a space today where he's saying they rugged. I wasn't on the space, so I don't know what happened, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Whoops.
But I don't know.
Also, I only have 4 names. So I have Brandon, Americo, Spag, Hose You Down.
Yep. And then we got one more that we need to pick.
Okay, sweet.
Yep.
Hose you down.
And Spa is Space Pugs, I believe.
Okay.
Is it Space Pug? Yeah, SP. And then what was it? What's the A stand for? Space Pugs Alpha. That's right.
Alpha.
That's right. Yep. What happened with them? Are they still around? Are they still doing things?
I think they are. I haven't talked to Adam in a while, but I know they're building out a poker platform. I think it's coming out soon here, but it's been a minute since I've talked to them.
Gotcha. And I guess Moose Slayer is saying he listened to the space, and this is in regards to Invadas. Not an official rug, but they didn't leave much for the guys that took it over. That's word from Moose.
Well, so they were supposed to do a game, right? Or something?
There were a lot of plans. I'm actually shocked. Like, I remember when Ada and Vedas came out, I was really, really bullish on them too. Because, like, they went from 100 Ada mint price all the way to 800 in a week, like the floor.
Yeah.
And, yeah, they just kind of lost momentum, man. I mean, it's so hard for projects to keep momentum and, like, keep relevancy. I was saying this in the Discord today. I mean, how many projects, when you open up Open CNFT or you look through them, have a ton of volume and are no longer around, or like just can't resuscitate their floor? Or, it's tough. Like, we're gonna see a lot of projects fail and either rug or leave in the next 6 months, in my opinion.
Wait, Elsif is saying royalties are now 20% because they need funds. Is this from Space Bugs or is this from Invadas?
Invadas.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what to do. I mean, because they can't. Okay, so what would you do, right? So let's pretend like you took over something, right? And it wasn't doing anything really. They left you with like literally no funds. I think to mint something new would be disingenuous, right, to the community.
I got the idea. I got the perfect idea. All right.
What's that?
What you do?
Curious.
Create a meme coin.
Yes, you create a meme coin and you put on a 1% fee, right? And you take all of those funds and then you put it back into the project once the meme coins are done, right? And I haven't thought past that, but that's the initial step, all right? And then there could be some other steps to maybe like reinflate the floor of the meme coin that you're buying maybe at a later date after it loses some hype, or maybe put it back into the NFT project or something. But I just think meme coins are super fun right now. Like when we were having an NFT launch every other week, or I mean every day back during that time, it was always an NFT project. And I honestly wasn't really excited for most of them. But every single meme coin, even the ones that I know are going to rug, I'm like, if I can get in and out of this quick enough, I can make some good money. Even if I know it's a rug. Like I tried out Pepe Red, and I didn't think anything, or Red Pepe or whatever it is. It was like, I don't think this is legit, but I'm excited for it. I'm going to give it a shot. Maybe I can flip this real quick. I don't know. I think meme coins have a lot of hype to them that you don't really get anywhere else. And maybe it's just because it is that time, right? Because meme coins, if you were trying to get into them 3-4 months ago, you'd probably be having a horrible time. So it is probably just a cycle.
Yeah, I think, because people have asked me before, like, oh, why don't you take over projects and stuff? I think Cardano Crocs Club is like partnering with projects in a way. Like, I think they did it with Nifty's and like a couple other ones. For me, when a project gets to a certain point, the odds of resuscitating it and bringing it back to life are extremely low and very hard. You get to the point where you could be releasing anything and there's just so much FUD, so much negativity, whatever. And that's why like I'm very big on underselling your mints. Like if you're a project minting, undersell it so that the secondary does well right away, so that you're starting off on the right foot, rather than like TCC, for example, the Collectors Club, they just crashed after and now it's really hard for them to bounce back, right? If I was to like try to take over ADA and Vedas, which I just wouldn't do because I think it would just be like too much of a challenge, man, like the problem is they don't have a lot of money. A lot of people are trying to get out. There was like so much FUD on them. It's hard to get a roadmap going. I really don't know what you do. I did see the Whale Society, which is just a small, silly NFT project. They came out with their whale token and it made their floor go to like 2000 ADA, because they were getting an airdrop of this token. So maybe you could do something like that, but you definitely have to do something drastic. The issue is they have the UFOs, they have the Invadas, they have the Senate nodes. Like they have so many things. So it's like, how can you mint something else and get more funds?
They already have so much stuff. And it's like, why didn't they just come out with something? You know what I'm saying? Even if it's like a shitty handheld situation, I don't know, but you have the Invadas, you have the
UFOs and the
UFOs
nodes.
and then it's puzzling. You know what I'm saying? And now it's just like, well, somebody else is taking over and they don't have any funds,
Well, I have one last topic and I'll pick the winner in the middle of it. So the last topic that I had to talk about was the ledger that came, or the ledger upgrade or update or whatever that they're doing. And it's basically where it's like your passphrase backup, right? So if you lose your 24-word passphrase, you can apply for this thing that Ledger's doing and they can help you find it or figure it out in some way. And a lot of people are freaking out about it because they're like, well, what if you manipulate my information and then a hacker tells you and talks to you over the phone or uses this software to get my passphrase? My phrase is no longer safe if this is the case. And a lot of people are either all for adapting because this is going to bring the masses for sure. This is one of the things that scared me the most, is losing my passphrase. What if my house catches on fire? What if this? What if that? What if, I don't know, anything. It's it's scary, but at the same time, I don't want somebody to be able to do something as simple as like a SIM swap with a cell phone and be able to get my information. So I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
I have to go after this. I will tell you, like, I don't like it. I don't like anything being out there in anybody else's possession. You know what I'm saying? I think they'll be fine. I think they'll survive, and people that are like burning their ledgers and stuff like that are like being a little dramatic. You can opt out of this, right? and hopefully you can stay out of it. I don't know. People are going to say, "Oh yeah, I opted out," but who's to say that they won't do it? And I think this is more for the people that are new to it, the whole not your keys, not your coin and stuff like that. This is more of like a backup for people who dabble, and aren't doing this every single day and probably just want to set it and forget it. You know what I mean? So, but most of those people aren't buying ledgers anyway. They'll stick with like Robinhood or Coinbase or whatever it may be, and that's it. So yeah, but I think they'll be fine. Block, thank you for coming on. I'm 100% minting. Okay. I'm gonna get some mystery chests. I do get addicted to like the RNG stuff. I played Destiny, random loot boxes and shit like that got me right away. So yeah, for sure. I'll be all over it, especially at 28. It's like a no-brainer.
Remember, Clean, go to the website and
I will.
find my giveaway, and you'll probably get one.
I will.
Also join the Discord too. If you aren't in there already, just tell me your Discord ID and then I'll whitelist you as well.
I am already in there, my friend. So.
What is the name? Your Discord ID?
Hold on, just one sec. I don't have my Discord pulled up. Hold on.
Yeah, a lot of people in here are saying Ledger's fine. I saw some people say it's overblown, but yeah.
I have to do more research on it. It sounds bad to me from what I've heard so far. I saw something where people were worried that them adding this to the firmware is creating a backdoor where they can access it even if they don't opt in. I don't know the authenticity of some of the stuff yet, so I can't comment yet. But I mean, I have a ledger, and the whole point of a ledger is if you want additional security. So
right.
I don't know why. I don't know what the selling point is of doing this. If you don't want additional security and you don't want to worry about the passphrase, just use a centralized exchange, or don't have a ledger or something.
Right.
So now it's like, if they have this, what's the difference between me having a ledger? I don't know what like the point of a ledger is, but we'll see.
Yeah.
They've been around for a while. I had my first ledger back in 2017. So it's crazy how far they've come, but I've got to do more research.
If that's the case, I kind of want a refund. Like, these things are expensive, and we got a few of them. So I don't know. Like, if I have to go buy more, it's like, I bought your device for a reason and you changed in that reason entirely. I feel entitled to some form of compensation, but at the same time, I know you're a business and I'm probably not going to get it, because that would be a lot of refunds.
Sammy's saying it's not a backdoor. We don't really know, Sammy. Like, if it's a backdoor, they're not going to say, "Hey, it's a backdoor, guys,"
until
like,
it's too late.
Like, at the end of the day, it's also like they're storing this information. There can be different hacks. There can be different things. I don't know. I have to do more research and homework on it. But whenever people in crypto hear this stuff, like, you think control. Like, it's like kind of can be a slippery slope sometimes, where maybe it won't be an opt-in in the future. You know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden, certain governments want people to say, "Hey, what are these guys' seed phrases?"
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's a slippery slope, which kind of like defeats the whole purpose of getting a ledger, in my opinion.
I will say a pro to this is that it will bring in more people, especially the people scared that they would lose their seed phrase and lose all of their, money. It will bring in those people. And I've always thought to myself, there has to be some sort of solution, or there should be some sort of solution to help mass adopt people. And without something like a backup of some sort, the masses aren't going to just like trust themselves to remember something that they wrote down on a piece of paper, because it can be burnt. It can be lost. It can be stolen. A wallet could be stolen. It could be kept in people's wallets. It could be kept in people's safes. Like, I don't know. It's not perfect. Like, there is no perfect solution, I don't think.
Did you ever get your Discord?
Yes. It's just I clean up like my name, and then the hashtag 7014. That's it.
Got you.
And then
awesome.
I got to
Good
get
luck
out of
on
here,
your
guys.
interview,
I'm
too.
sorry.
I know. I was about to say, get off,
Are you-
man. Go
yeah,
do
you're
your
good,
interview.
Yeah,
man.
I can't be
Good
late
luck.
to this thing. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, you know.
No, this
I
is
don't wanna
this
seem
is like
a
your
fool.
moment to shine. Let me know how it goes.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Hell yeah, man. Get
Hey,
it.
thanks for having me on. Block for sure.
See ya,
Minton.
man.
It's going to be good. All right. I'll see you later, guys.
Yep.
See ya.
Yep.
So for those of you who maybe joined late or whatever, don't know, Clean is actually he's applying and talking with some angel investors to start up his own pizza restaurant. So he's super excited about that. He's been working all day on his cheese and stuff. So he's excited to go bake them a pie and see what they think.
Dude, that's hype.
Yeah,
I
it's
hope
always
they-
cool to
they
see somebody
like it.
start their own business, you know.
Facts.
But yeah, that's pretty much everything I did have on the list. We don't have to go with when Clean goes, but if you had any topics you wanted to ask me, we can still bounce around for a little bit.
I think we pretty much covered everything going on. Meme coins, mystery chest. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything.
Cool. Well, thank you again for coming on, man. Congratulations to everybody who got a whitelist. Remember to go into Block's
Oh, I
Discord.
think we need to do one more actually.
No, we have 5.
Oh, who was the 5th one?
Had Tees, it's HADTIS, and then it's $6923, or not $, pound sign.
Okay, I got it.
Cool. So pizza NFTs, hey, maybe. But yeah, thanks again.
Thank you for having me on, man. I think this mint's gonna be a fun experience. I'm excited for it. So
Hell yeah, man. I'm gonna be minting as many as I can, trying to get some whitelist spots. And I don't know, I kind of don't want to open them, but I kind of do. It'll probably be a last minute decision for me.
nice.
But
yeah, thank you once again, guys, and thank you for everyone listening. Make sure to sub and like the video as well.
I appreciate that, man. I always forget to say like and subscribe to the channel, so please go do that. Appreciate you, Block, once again. And everybody, remember to get outside, see your friends, see your family. We're here to make more money so that we can spend more time with them. Until next time, guys. Peace.